Hey guys, it's Sam with StrategicDFS. Welcome to the video. In today's video, we're going to take a quick look at stacking and some of the pros and cons of stacking in daily fantasy sports and how you can use stacking to your advantage. All right, so what exactly is stacking? Stacking is when the majority of your lineup consists of players from one game. So let's say, here, let's actually take a look at a test FanDuel account that I have. And we'll take a look at stacking. So this is FanDuel. If you haven't heard of FanDuel or you do want to sign up for FanDuel, I'll toss a link on the screen and in the description below. That way, if you use that link when you sign up, you'll get a free deposit bonus. And it also is an affiliate link, so I do make a few bucks for making these instructional videos and teaching you guys about DFS. So let's go ahead and take a look at stacking here. Let's go into the Wednesday NBA shot. So we're going to enter into that. And once that loads, it's going to show us a screen with all the available players and our lineup positions, along with the salary cap, all the typical things that we see in DFS. So we see that for this tournament, the Wednesday NBA shot, there's three games for that time frame on that slate. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to click one game and then fill up the majority of our spots with people from this game. And that's probably, the reasoning behind this is if we believe that the Charlotte and Miami game is just going to produce more overall fantasy points, since there's only three games, we have a 1 1/3 shot of picking the game that produces the most points. We can stack on that and pretty much here, let's actually go ahead and get on this. So let's walk through it. Let's do Kemba Walker, Goran, and then just take the top two from each one, and then we'll check to see whether or not we are Chris Bosh and they're injured. So let's skip him. Then we'll see if it fits into the salary cap. There we go. So we actually took the top two players from all these games, and we still have $2,500 remaining. Only one problem. You can't actually have, at least for FanDuel, you can't have more than 4 players from one single team. So if we have a 9-player lineup, we actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people from Charlotte. So what we're going to do, Nicholas Batum looks like he's a game time decision. So let's drop him and actually add, and we actually have to unclick this to make sure that we're seeing players from other teams. And we'll add Trevor Ariza. There we go. So right now we do have salary cap remaining, so we would want to switch to Stroud. Maybe Trevor Ariza is not good. Maybe keeping Batum in, but going from Jeremy Lin to CJ McCollum might be a better fit because then we're using more of our salary. But this is essentially what stacking is, and this is going to get us, we're betting heavy on one specific game of the slate. So let's go back to the presentation and let's discuss how this is beneficial. All right, so why is this important? Stacking lineup is more likely to win if one game in a night leads to more points per player than other games in that slate. Exactly what we were talking about earlier, right? So let's talk about some specific examples when stacking actually does work. And for NBA at least, one of the easiest stacks is if you have 2 fast-paced teams. That's pretty much more possessions throughout the game. So they're going back and forth more times than a slower paced game, which is going to lead to more shots, more steals, more blocks, more assists, everything that we're, all our counting statistics, right? So that's a perfect example. If you have Golden State versus, let's say, Boston, then, those are 2 very fast paced teams. So, that's a great time to stack that game. Another great example is when there's 2 one-sided teams. If you have, 2 awesome offenses or 2 awesome defenses or an awesome defense paired with the worst defense, then you can actually have one team that goes off, right? So you want to stack from that game with the team or with players from the team that you believe is going to go off the most. So that's another example. And then the last one is when an overtime occurs. And, obviously this is impossible to predict, but if you stack in a game, especially in the NBA, let's say, and the game goes to overtime or double overtime or triple overtime, it has happened before, you're getting a lot of extra points out of those players. So when your entire lineup is having to play 3 overtimes, then you're more than likely going to be scoring way, way above the lineups that kind of spread their players out from all the games that night. So, final thoughts. When it comes to stacking, they're great for they're great for 50-50s or heads up, not really great for GPPs. And the reason is that to win, to take down one of those guaranteed prize pool tournaments, you need something with an extremely high ceiling. You need the perfect combination for that night. And more than likely, the perfect combination for that night is not going to come from one single game. It's going to come from having the top players across all 3 games. And that's why it makes it unlikely that you're going to take one of those down with stacking. But they are great for 50-50s and for smaller tournaments because there's, less variance because there's less lineups in there. And the last thing is don't stack all your lineups on a given night. If you find a great opportunity, that is the only time. DFS is all about taking advantage of opportunities, be it overlay or be it an injury to a player that you can then play the backup. It's all about taking advantage of opportunities to earn money. So, stacking is not going to consistently pay off. You're not going to always pick the game that is producing the most fantasy points. So be careful with stacking. Just if you have a strong feeling about a certain game, then you can go ahead and stack, maybe even enter a few lineups, stacking lineups. But overall, don't do it every single night across all your lineups. It's not going to be the best possible outcome. It's going to limit your overall upside on the total points that you can score. Well, that's it for today, guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please like or subscribe to the channel. Come out with a lot of these videos talking about how to win at DFS and have a strategic viewpoint on how to win. And again, if you do want to sign up for FanDuel, check out the links below for FanDuel and DraftKings. You get sign-up bonuses if you guys use those links. All right, well, that's it for today, guys. Thank you guys again for watching, and I will catch y'all later.